Oh.
Yeah, so here's what I see is we are, as I'm putting some stuff in the trunk, I notice that, of course, Lorena starts walking to the left side of the car. Now, for those of you who do not know, of course, in the United States, the driver's side is on the left side. So the fact that you went there was maybe she wanted to drive. Until she looked and saw the wheel, and then...
It's like, oh, God.
Yes, and then she... And then
well,
she
you was like, no.
Yeah, oh yes, for...
And then I looked at the drive, I was like, oh, God, okay. And then,
Yeah.
then I proceeded to walk around the car.
Yeah, so...
And then you asked me, oh, you wanted to drive? I was like, no.
Yeah, so actually that was, how many times did it happen?
I would say probably like 5.
Yes. Every time it was just...
I got better though, so...
Oh, no, by about, let's say, yesterday. By about yesterday, you finally got the hang of it.
It took like 5 days.
Yes, it did. But fortunately, but here's the thing though, she always messed up the first time. Initially when we left the house, it was always...
No, not always.
Yeah, most of the time though.
Not always.
Alright, not always. Most of the time though, we're gonna still claim that. That she would just walk through and then I would just say, no. And then she would look and take the walk of shame to the other side of my car.
It's because it's early.
It was not...
Most of the times.
When was it early? You called 10 o'clock early?
No, we normally leave before 10. I think. Don't we?
Why? Why did we do any of that?
Because we wake up at like 7:30, 8.
Yes.
8:30 the latest, and we always get out by like 9, 9:30.
No,
It's never really 10.
Hell of a vacation, that's where it start out. Bright and early.
Don't even know, yeah.
Well, a few times, oh yeah, well...
We get up that early just to get breakfast.
Well, no, we had to a few times.
Yeah.
But, yes, so that was the first day. Then what did we do that night? Did we do anything that night or not really? We just kind of...
Went to Taco Bell.
Oh, that's right, yes. The very first thing we did was actually... So, on the drive back, we were just, you know, chatting away, bullshitting and all that jazz. So then when we finally make it home, or get close to home, the very first thing she makes a mention, of course, is the traffic
See
light.
this purple.
No, the traffic light. No. So apparently she found it weird that all of the lights were strung across one pole. One crossbar, actually, and you found it to be quite odd.
And the other ones are on a piece of like wire that looks like it's gonna fall at any moment.
Yeah, so apparently whenever there was a breeze and she saw the traffic lights sway, she was afraid they were going to fall. Oh, I actually need to look that up.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I meant to
That's
do.
another thing to look up.
Yes, one of the things we meant to look up was...
It's been an educational vacation.
Yes,
a holiday.
of the most stupid things possible.
Yeah, at least you know though.
I know, yes.
Reference.
And knowing is half the battle.
Yeah.
G.I. Joe, copyright. Any event. Because I told her with traffic lights, because I've seen one actually, I haven't seen it hit the ground, but I've seen a traffic light on the ground. And if I remember correctly, they're roughly about, let's say, 4 feet in length. In which Lorena has since said that is balderdash, but I have yet to look it up at this point. So some of you
said 4 to 5.
I said 4 to 5. Yeah, I did say 4 to 5 feet.
Which I doubt 5.
Yes, I don't remember. I remember being
Like
I remember being very
3.
tall and scaring the crap out of me. Like, wow, I didn't know that was that big. That's what she said. You're a pervert. In any event.
Even though you just said that's what she said.
Well, you're not supposed to laugh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me have a sip of my black currant juice, or whatever
Yes.
the hell it is.
Which is what we bought in the international section of Publix.
Alright, so let's make a smooth transition and talk about that. So, well, actually, we'll finish Taco Bell and we'll talk about that thing.
Okay, well, I was pointing out at all the other places, you know, and other things I see that's weird and different.
Lube.
Well, that was it later on in the weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, week.
The weekends, yes.
But I saw this purple bell thing. I was like, Taco Bell! And Brian remembers that I wanted to eat real Taco Bell.
Yes, of course, you know, most people, I don't know how some of you who may do international travel work, but, I mean, she was going on and on a bit about Taco Bell and how much she liked it or whatever.
Well, I didn't say that.
You liked it. You said...
Yeah, it's okay.
But you wanted...
Because I like tacos.
Yes, so...
And burritos.
So, what better way than to try, of course, the fanciest place in America to go for that kind of stuff would be Taco Bell. Please note extreme sarcasm. So in any event, of course, we get there. Now, I don't know... This is when she. Well, no, that wasn't when you knew you were in America, but rather it took you a few days. We'll get to that later, if I remember. But rather, what was it? Oh, a few things that surprised you. One, of course, was the person taking your order, because she spoke with a rather a thick Southern accent.
Yeah.
Which of course made you confused.
She was like, "What did she say now?" She was like, "What did I hear?" And I was like,
well, as you told me as we were eating, you actually did not understand anything she said.
Well, no, that's what I mean. She's like, "Ah," and then I looked at you like for some kind of help, but you didn't give me any.
Well, I wasn't sure what you.
After,
Well,
like,
yes.
awkward 20 seconds, and you went, "She asked for soft or hard taco," and I was like, "Oh."
First off, it wasn't. First off, it was not 20-second awkwardness.
It felt like that.
Well,
felt
because
like
it was your fault.
No, because I was just looking at you like, what?
Well, here's the thing. Yes. Well, when I thought, my perception of it was, she didn't hear her, or maybe she was just, I don't know.
Did not understand her.
I don't know what it was. I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe she was pondering what it was.
What do I want?
When she kind of gave me the deer in the headlights look, I realized that, oh, wait a minute, she actually didn't know what she was saying. So then hard or soft taco, and then of course she was very cordial. She's like, oh, it's like, oh, thank you, y'all. Y'all come back, and all that very fine stuff there. Yeah. And so that was the first thing, of course, and then we're waiting for our order. But then, what I found more entertaining, of course, was the soda fountain.
Oh.
She has never seen, apparently in England.
Oh, we have soda fountains.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you didn't. You appeared
we
very.
have soda fountains, but I just didn't expect that you could just fill and fill and fill until you just.
A recurring theme that she didn't quite understand here in America is the bottomless glass. Yes. At first she was very confused. She was like, "Oh, what is this? It's a fountain." And she was like, "We got to pick our own." And then, of course, well, it wasn't at the time when you discovered free refills. It was after the fact, actually.
Yeah. Well, no, it was. I discovered you can get free refills when you had another refill, I think, and Taco Bell on the first night.
Oh, was it? Oh.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh, you could, and then a couple of days into this trip, that I could. Then I realized that you can get one to go.
You didn't get one to. You didn't realize we get one to go until we went to.
Yeah, that's what I mean, to Bob Evans.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That was a couple of days into the trip.
I mean, that was a couple of days. That was like near the end of the trip.
Well, a few days into the trip.
Yes. So, we managed to. So yeah. So that was very interesting. Of course, she was always very. Oh, I think also no. It was one. I know when it really began. It's when we got sushi. Mm. Because the next day we got. We woke up a little late.
Okay.
Well, no,
Pretty
not really for me. Yeah, so I was actually up.
Well, what time is your early? What would you consider early?
What we've been waking up at.
Remember, like 8?
Yeah, 7, 8 o'clock.
That's early?
For me it is, because remember, I told you up to that point I wasn't sleeping very well.
Oh.
So when I'd go to bed, I'd wake up at like 10, 11, because I'd be going to bed at 4 or 5.
Right.
So yes, unfortunately.
So we have been waking up pretty early.
Yeah, rather early. Not the ass crack of dawn, but relatively close for me anyway.
Yeah. I somehow always wake up half an hour early, and then you come out of the room and you're like, oh, you're awake, and I'm like, yes.
Yes. Well, whatever. Good. Of course, she's been working on that thing on your arm.
Yes, let's not talk about that.
No. Yes, in case you're wondering, she has a Vegemite on her arm that she likes to eat for some reason. And anyway,
okay.
I don't even know what a Vegemite is.
It's this thingy that you put on your sandwich and you might not like it.
Oh, that's right, because you told me I wouldn't like it.
Yeah, or Marmite in the UK.
Yes. We're talking about sushi, yes. Okay, so yeah, well, the next day we got sushi. A few funny things there. Of course, you eating sushi was funny.
Yeah, that was funny. Because I didn't know how big the sushi was. So I thought, I'll just get this one, 8 pieces of something. Doesn't sound too bad. And then it came on a boat. In a big boat of sushi, and I was like, "Holy shit! I don't think I could eat half of this." And that was right.
What really surprised Lorena though was the fact that for the nigiri, which is the piece of fish on the rice ball. She wasn't expecting the fish to be tailing off another.
To be like half this. Well, the rice was like half the size of the fish.
That's true. Yes.
It's like, oh my god. I mean, like I would put it. Oh, just.
No. What are you gonna say?
I would take the bite, and then there'll be still fish hanging, like half the fish, like hanging out, and Brian would always catch me eating like that, and then it's really embarrassing because it's like, wow, I have like a piece of fish hanging out my face, and it's not exactly great, you know. It's supposed to be ladylike, but not quite.
Yes, that was very funny with her trying to put the entire fish in her mouth, only to have the tail end of it, of course, sticking out, with me catching her, and then she of course having that look like, oh my god, she just.
And then after like a few times of you catching me like this, I'm like, don't look at me, look away.
Then it became a recurring theme to where I would no longer look at her directly in the face, so I started looking in other directions.
Yeah, while I eat, and you're like, oh god,
oh, well,
turn around.
Yeah, so you're eating, so I had to like look away from her. I was looking at the ceiling, and people wondering why the hell I was doing that, but you know, whatever. So, what else did we do that day?